In this video we're going to look at how to use the quadratic formula to solve quadratic equations. So the quadratic formula can always be used to solve a quadratic equation. The factorisation method can only be used sometimes. In the exam, the examiner will specify if they really want you to use the quadratic formula by saying give your answer in this form, or this is also known as surd form if there's a square root in the answer. Or they could also say give your answer to 2 decimal places or 1 decimal place. Okay, so in the exam this quadratic formula will be given to you here, okay, and it gives you the formula and it also gives you this piece of information which is really helpful. This tells you how to find the value of A, B and C. Okay, so I've just rewritten it out here. Okay, if you compare this little equation here to our question, you will see that there's an x squared term, there's an x term, and there is a number or a constant, and it's equal to 0. Okay, so it's really important that before you start you make sure that the right hand side is equal to 0, which it is in this question. Okay, now we're going to compare those two equations. So ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So as you can see here, the a is the number in front of the x squared. Now because there is no number in front of this x squared term, that simply means that a is equal to 1. Okay, if you compare here, b is equal to minus 4, so watch your signs here, and c is equal to 1. So that's your first step. Then once you do this most important part, you then just sub it in to your quadratic formula. Okay, and the way that we do that is we just sub it in where the letters, so wherever you have an A you put a 1, wherever you have a B you're going to put minus 4, and C you're going to put 1. Okay, remember if it's a negative number always put it into a bracket to be safe. So minus B is equal to minus 4, so we're going to put that into a bracket, plus or minus the square root of B squared, so minus 4 squared, minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is also 1. And that's divided by 2 multiplied by A, which is also 1 again. Okay, now that's this is probably the second most important part, second to numbering your A's, B's and C's. And then you're going to just put this surd into your calculator, which will give you the correct answer. Okay, so 2 minuses will give us a plus here, so that's going to be plus 4 plus or minus the square root. Okay, minus 4 squared is 16, minus 4 by 1 by minus 1 is plus 4. Excuse me, sorry, this is actually minus 4 because that's not meant to be a plus there, it's a plus 1. Can't really see it. Okay, and then all over 2. Okay, and then x equals, if you put this into your calculator, the square root of 12, and that's over 2. It says to give your answer in the form a plus or minus b. Okay, we can simplify this surd if you put it into your calculator. It simplifies to 2 root 3. Okay, and that can be done on your calculator. Okay, as you can see there, 2 is a common factor with both of these, so we can divide both of these by 2, and that will give us 2 plus or minus, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice. That will give us 2 plus or minus root 3. Now, that is the way they want the answer in this question. In some questions it will ask you to give the answer separately, and that involves splitting up this plus or minus sign. And that's simply done by saying 2 plus root 3 or 2 minus root 3. Okay, either way you have the correct answer.